Hey, this is the #1 video game podcast on the internet. All other video game podcasts tremble in fear at the mention of the Mega64 podcast. And I noticed Garrett just this afternoon was playing a highly anticipated new video game.
Highly anticipated.
The world is waiting.
Metal Gear Solid Part 6 Survive.
Solid survival skills. Who lit me? I am like sunken in. Hello. I am playing the beta weekend again. This is the second weekend that we got. And I had a real good time with it the first weekend. We streamed a little bit on like a pre-podcast PPS. But I've just been doing solo missions and stuff playing that. And they fixed a few things. Connections seem to work. The social blade works a little better. But yeah, I can't wait for the game to come out like February 20th or 22nd.
You're the biggest Kojima fan I know, and you're giving it the stamp of approval.
Yeah.
You like it.
This is my prediction.
Yeah, because I like Metal Gear, and I love the Fox engine and the environment of Metal Gear 5, Phantom Pain. So anything more of that world, I'm all for.
Would you say that, are there pros and cons to it? Are you thoroughly enjoying it? Is there stuff you feel like, they missed the mark on this, but I don't care?
Well, it's only like 2 multiplayer maps.
Okay, so it's very small beta.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, we're gonna balance our servers and fix like the actual connection of 4 people playing together in co-op. When the game comes out, I'm most excited for what the single player kind of story, base building, exploration aspect of it is. But from what I've seen, like there's gameplay footage that's been kind of like leaked out. I don't know if that's intentional or not, or they're letting people just like upload their, 2-3 hours of single player kind of campaign. But I've been poking around not to get spoiled on too much, and it looks pretty promising. It sounds an awful lot like the way Dead Rising kind of plays out. You have to go rescue people in the mall.
Yeah.
And then bring them back. It seems like you're going to be out rescuing people, bringing them back to your base, building your base up, crafting new weapons. I mean, much like you kind of do in Dead Rising. And then there's hordes of zombies that, or like whatever these infected guys are.
They're like crystal head.
Yeah, they have like a glowing like unicorn horde that makes a cool noise when you sneak up and get a stealth kill.
Zombie corn.
But yeah, it's definitely.
You say my group chat is cringy. Oh.
He fucking laughed.
Sean liked
an
it.
asshole.
Yeah.
Sean liked it.
I liked it.
I'm not trying to impress the group chat. I'm trying to impress my friends.
And he succeeded with me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, close up on Rocco for a second. Zombie corn.
Oh, you almost got him.
All right, back to this. All right.
Yeah, so I mean, it's more of that same kind of beta test we got a few weekends ago.
Do you think there will ever be a time that you can talk about that game without having to defend it?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think that when it comes out, that people are going to be curious enough that they're going to buy it.
Yeah.
And if it's even halfway decent, it's all going to switch.
Like,
and people will be fine
I have no interest in it personally, but
Right.
it does make me feel a little bad because every time Garrett talks about wanting to play it or being
I'm
excited,
sure the chat
someone
just goes crazy.
is like,
But Rocco, let me say, what if the game comes out, the reviews are like, hey, 10 out of 10, thought this was going to suck. I can't believe I liked it. This is great. And it's like universally loved. You will probably play it, right?
I think it's gonna take a lot.
No, I don't think.
But-
I think Rocco knows what that is a horde mode timed kind of
sure.
crafting
Really like
game.
my style.
It's you would know if that's your style of gameplay
But
or
wouldn't
not.
you be even like a little bit curious just to pick it up and
For
try
me,
it for a little bit?
It's not even coming from like
Red box
It's not even coming from
Yeah.
a place of like burn Konami to the ground. I'm not even coming from that. I'm disinterested because like Metal Gear is so inherently like Kojima's thing, and without him, it doesn't really captivate me. But it's honestly the gameplay style. I just don't really play that kind of stuff.
Do you think that Kojima gives a shit at this point?
I don't know. Like, part of me thinks, well, that's my baby, and I can't, like, someone took it.
Right.
Maybe that. But I also feel like that dude, was ready to move on.
Yeah, he told a story.
Yeah, I mean,
he said 3 was going to be his last Metal Gear. Then he said 4 was going to be his last Metal Gear.
4 couldn't have been more conclusive.
Then he did Phantom. He's moving on, and I always will preface, I'm excited to play more Metal Gear, and I will be playing Survive. But more than anything, I am so excited for whatever the fuck Death Stranding's going to turn out to be. More so than anything with Survive. But, you know, as a hardcore, you know, Resident Evil and Metal Gear fan, I'll buy every Metal Gear game. I've got Acid, Acid 2, Portable Ops Plus.
Got Acid.
None of those, none of those were made by Kojima. Twin Snakes, I've got all those, and I've played all those. And yeah, maybe they're not as good as the core franchise, but I still get something out of them as a Metal Gear fan. The same way I'll play all those terrible Resident Evil games that are, you know, not even made by hardly Capcom, it seems, like that last one. But, yeah, that's what I've been doing this weekend. I'm sad that it's only 3 days, because I am having fun with it.
When does it actually come out? I can't remember.
Like the 22nd. It's right around the corner.
Oh, that's like this week.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that Bayonetta came out.
Dude,
they
everyone's playing
They ported the Bayonetta games, both of them, to the Switch. And I feel like that was just announced days ago. I guess it wasn't, couple months. But the fact that it's already out, like, that blew my mind. I got a notification from Amazon that's like, all right, you'll have it tomorrow. I was like, oh, they're doing that. And I think it's so great because Bayonetta 2 was confined to the Wii U, and honestly, it came at a time where already people had kind of like, I feel like the people I know who wanted Wii U got one in the beginning, but they weren't really attracting a lot of new people. You know what I mean? And for me, it's exciting because that came at, I never really liked using the Wii U. I mean, in the beginning, it was like, oh, this does some new stuff, but after a while, it just, you know, with the other new consoles out, it became a chore to, like, go to the Wii U, in my opinion.
Yeah.
PS4 was so fast and snappy, and everything looked so good, and Wii U, just the whole interface bogged it down.
It's like a toy.
Yeah, it was, but
it feels like
honestly,
that, like
just,
big plastic.
Just how slow and clunky everything was to get to stuff. And there were, I played great games on it, don't get me wrong. But when Bayonetta 2 came out, it came at that time when I was already kind of over it. And also, I think I was working on, like, one of our big Blu-ray sets that came out. So, I honestly never played Bayonetta 2. I played, like, the beginning of it, and it was awesome, and never continued. So, I was just saying the other day, it's like, this is a brand new game for me. Like, now that it's on Switch, and it couldn't be easier to pick it up and play it, that it's awesome. So, I have one, it comes with 1 and 2. I skipped over 1. I've played that before. Yeah. And now, 2 is awesome.
I'm seeing on, like, Twitter all the custom Nintendo costumes and like Chain Chomp Ally and like
all those are in there.
All the sounds and actual like animations for the guns and everything on her feet change with the costumes. Like the Star Fox ones make laser noises. Like that was awesome. I had no idea. That kind of made me go, oh damn.
Yeah.
There's a third one, right? They're gonna be.
They announced the third one.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I played the first one. I never got the second one either because I was in that same boat. Where
I'm sure it's awesome. I mean, it's
never finished it, but
it was just the wrong place, wrong time kind of thing.
Yeah. It is. We've probably talked about this before on the podcast, but the looking at the Wii U and the Switch, it's so funny. Like, oh, this is what they wanted. Yeah, the Switch. It's like this is exactly.
Weren't there yet.
Yeah, and the technology is like 5 years behind, but this is exactly what they wanted to do.
Did you get a lot out of the when you just talking about the Wii U?
Yeah.
Did you get a lot out of the screen being a separate thing?
I did.
Did you get a lot?
I did for a couple things. It was like Nintendo Land. They had that Mario hide and seek, which I fucking loved that game, and that was great in it. And then I am the only person in the world who played the game Wii Party U. But I still play that with my family all of the time, and that has really used that really well.
I think the idea of having your own screen that nobody else can see can be utilized in interesting ways. Because even on the GameCube, they had that Pac-Man game.
Yeah,
where
godly game.
You could plug your Game Boy into it, and then one person controls the ghost. You don't really know where Pac-Man is.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Or however it worked. So I feel like it could be utilized in really fun group party games.
Definitely.
And then also, I didn't really like this game, but Zombie U.
Yeah.
It was really scary.
That was a great implementation.
Looking around in a room and, oh shit, there's something there.
But in terms of it being like a second screen, in terms of just, like, because I agree, that stuff was cool.
If they use it, that's cool.
If they used it. But what about the games where it was just mirroring what was on the TV?
Oh, no.
Did you get a lot out of that?
Well,
honestly,
what's there to get?
Well, no, because for me, I can honestly list a handful of times I played while Boardwalk Empire was.
See, that's the thing. Beckett plays Skylanders
while I'm watching this.
when I was watching baseball.
Yeah, exactly. I can think of like 5 times that happened. For me, when the Wii U first came out, like I first got it, I remember the Wii U was here in this room, and I remember the bathroom was right there. And I took it in there, and the connection went out, and I went, "It's useless."
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Didn't work through walls very
That's
well.
to me
I got
was
you
like-
beat because when I was 18, I just took 2 box TVs in my living room and stacked one on top of the other.
That's right,
So
that's
I could
right.
play Resident Evil
Yeah.
4 and watch Curb Your Enthusiasm
Yeah,
at
nice.
the same
Oh,
time.
I-
Nintendo stole my idea, actually.
I remember specifically being at. I'm assuming I'm thinking of the same apartment.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
that
our
during
first
when you were-
apartment.
Yeah, when we lived together, yeah.
Because I remember, I'll say this. One of the best days where video games were involved ever in my life, I don't know why, was when I came over, it was the Super Bowl, and I was over there with you.
Mm-hmm.
We bought a bunch of shitty snacks, and we had one TV with the Super Bowl and one with Resident Evil 4, and I think we took turns beating it. I think we beat the game.
Uh-huh.
But that for some, was so much fun because we're yelling at this game, and then, oh fuck, Krauser!
Yeah.
Oh no, Krauser, get away! Okay.
That was a
Oh,
good system.
Sean and I used
Yeah,
to
that
live
system was
together.
great.
We did
Yeah.
this, yeah. Did you approve of the 2 TVs?
Oh my god, that
Oh,
was
it-
the best.
that was amazing.
When you walked
I
out
would
with the
come
TV,
over-
I was like, this is the smartest thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
this was, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, 2004,
2004,
2005.
yeah.
They weren't
Five.
even flat
Early
screen
five.
TVs. They were old box TVs on a big ass wall unit that was probably like 8 feet across.
Yeah.
And there was like a TV hole in the wall unit, and then
Yeah.
just a shelf on top where we put the second TV.
Yeah, it was sick.
I just remember, it was early 05 because that was when Resident Evil 4 came out. It came out in
Right.
January. But then February was the Super Bowl, and that was the Paul McCartney halftime show. Because after the Janet Jackson thing, they were like, fuck, what's the safest thing?
Oh,
What
yeah.
can we, what will no one have a problem with? A Beetle. Okay.
Sir Paul.
And I remember watching that, and it was like, that was great. That was very safe, but that was great.
Yeah.
Playing Resident Evil during that was fun. That was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. So great, a
Back
good
in the
memory
day.
that I have.
Now I'm going to mount 2 flat screens right on the wall, one on top of the other.
Now that would be
Nice.
cool too.
I
Repeat
see
the effect.
Cliff Blazinski. He posts on social media all the time. He has 2 big flat screens for him and his wife, for Lauren.
That's what I do in my living room.
and yeah.
for gaming?
Yeah, they play like Destiny 2
Oh, for
together. And
gaming?
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I thought they were like watching different TV shows
At the same time, same volume.
To each their own.
Game of Thrones and Say Yes to the
Have
Dress
you ever
at the
seen
same time.
people, like couples, and they set their computer up right next to
Yes.
each other so that they could be on the
They
computer
called them their battle stations.
next to each other?
Yes.
I just feel like if you're gonna ignore each other, what does being in the same room like help?
Well, maybe they're in the same
If you're
game.
together in a
Yeah,
game,
they're playing EverQuest. Or
Maybe-
some
No, I
shit.
know people that they just like browse the internet.
yeah, that is kind of weird.
Oh, that's.
Oh, you're browsing the internet too? Cool.
Yeah, that is.